folks, Wes here, your craft beer geek, back again with another beer review. Tonight's beer we have Tyranena Brewing Company out of Lake Mills, Wisconsin. This is another beer from their Brewers Gone Wild Series. They're just their special release beers. This is the Dirty Old Man, which is a rye porter. An Imperial rye porter, and it's aged in rye whiskey barrels as well. And Tyranena is distributed pretty locally to Wisconsin area. They distribute in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, and Indiana, and that's it. And I picked this up when I was in Milwaukee. So this is a vintage bottle that I've had for almost 2 years now, but they did just re-release this. This is the current one that they're selling now as part of their Brewers Gone Wild series. And when I was in Wisconsin, they did the beer store I was at did seem to have quite a few of the different Brewers Gone Wild series. So it's a one-time release, I think they do, but I think they do release quite a bit. So it's, you know, multiple ones will be available at any given time. But right now they're currently releasing this one, so I want to go ahead and get a review on it. And since it was next up in rotation anyway, so let's go ahead and crack this one open. The brewer does not list any kind of ABV on this, and Beer Advocate didn't issue an ABV, but on Rate Beer this gets a 7.9% ABV listing. So that's the only thing I have to go off of. So we're going to get this into the glass. And this was $2.49 for this bottle, so very reasonable for sort of a special released beer. As you can see, not much head at all, very, very small. Like I said, this is a vintage bottle that's about 2 years old now. But really not much carbonation to this at all. Very, very dark, as you would expect a porter to be. It's very dark porter. I'm not seeing any light at all coming through it. I'm getting a lot of dark fruit in the aroma. So I guess let's go ahead and give this a taste and see what I think of it. It's interesting. I'm getting like 3 distinct sensations with this. The initial flavor, you get a lot of just dark fruit, and then in the middle there you sort of get like a tingly whiskey, a tingly alcohol burn on your tongue, and then it's followed by some nice roasted grain, dry flavor to it at the end. It's quite good, actually. It's not real sweet, even though there is a lot of that dark fruit flavor that tends to be sweet. You get that initially, and then, like I said, you get a little bit of the tingle from the whiskey in the middle, and then it finishes nice and roasty. So it's actually quite pleasant. Even it's a little bit like a Southern Tier creme brulee without so much vanilla. So with a creme brulee with the vanilla turned down a little bit is kind of where I'm putting this as far as the mouthfeel and the overall what I'm getting from this beer is a lot like that, and similar. There is a bit of that oakiness, a slightly vanilla-y flavor that you'd get from the oak and the whiskey and everything, but it's not like over the top vanilla like the Southern Tier is, which I do happen to like, and I'm not against over the top vanilla. But if that was sort of off-putting to you, this might be something that you might like. And there's no kind of alcohol burn or anything to this. It's not. I'm guessing it probably is somewhere around 8%. It's not not any kind of burn. Like I said, you do get a bit of that alcohol nose or tingliness in the middle of the taste, but then it finishes in a nice dry roasty flavor that you want to get from a porter. This is pretty. The body on this is quite thick for a porter. Like I said, it's a lot like the Southern Tier Creme Brulee Stout. It's very heavy. I would almost call this a stout rather than a porter. And I think this is probably one of the first beers I've ever had that's been aged in whiskey barrels. And you definitely do get some of that, some of that flavor, those flavors in the beer, They got an old man on there that says, "Give me a sponge bath." A kind of funny little character they got drawn on there. But I really do like this brewery. I'm gonna have to try to see if I can visit them sometime when I'm up that way. But so far the Tyranena stuff has been quite interesting. Like I said, it's very limited distribution. Alright, so I think I'm ready to go ahead and give my rating of this Tyranena Brewers Gone Wild. Why am I forgetting? A Dirty Old Man. I don't know why I keep forgetting the name of this beer. Imperial Rye Porter Ale aged in rye whiskey barrels. I do like whiskey a little bit. I'm not too much of a fan of distilled alcohol in general, but I do like whiskey a little bit. This is quite a good beer. I'm kind of impressed. I was worried it was going to be too sweet or too much dark fruit or something like that, but it gives a nice dry roasty finish and has a lot of different flavor aspects going on. I like it quite a bit. So I think I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. It's a very good beer. Something I would get again, maybe if I saw it on tap somewhere, or like I said, it has very limited distribution, so not going to find this too many places. But if you do see it, it's worth giving it a try. Like I said, they're just now re-releasing this, and it's an 8 out of 10. So I'm Wes, your craft beer geek. I don't drink bad beers. You shouldn't either. See you next time. Cheers.